Hello, this is Demetrius and Joey, and welcome to the debut of Points of Interest.
That's
Joey,
right.
how are you?
I'm doing all right, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Doing great.
It's good to be here. Good to get this show on the road. You know,
right.
we've been talking about doing it for some time, and things finally came together, and we're gonna see how far this thing can go. You know, two guys from different backgrounds. We're gonna hopefully
Getting
get
our
into
boots on the ground.
getting our boots on the ground. Okay, getting our feet wet. All sorts of analogies. Anyway, so we we finally got this show together. We want to make it fun. We want to hit on some hard topics and get some good debate, good discussion going on.
Absolutely.
But today, actually, we're gonna provide a kind of an introduction as to who we are, who these funny-looking guys are talking about all this stuff.
Right, because the audience is probably looking at us like, who the heck are these gentlemen and what are they about?
Why should we pay attention to them? What's so?
Kind of, let me think
So
about
great
that
about
for a
that?
minute.
Well,
Because
we'll
we want
answer
their
those questions.
support.
We're right, exactly. Well, we're gonna answer those questions with a little bit of interview. So our first show today, the topic is pretty narcissistic. It's us, and we'll start out with some interview questions. I'm gonna throw at you. Well, first off, let's give them the basics.
right.
Your name, where you're from. Why do you want to do the show, Demetrius Minor?
Absolutely. Well, as you've already told the audience, my name is Demetrius Minor, and I am originally from Dayton, Ohio, and I'm a military brat. My father served 20 years in the United States Army, and I've lived in the Augusta, Georgia region for the majority of my life, in between stints in Germany and in Korea. And the reason why I am doing this show, Joey, and to the audience is because I'm passionate about people. I'm passionate about politics. I'm passionate about the issues that affect young people in our generation. And I'm also interested in being educated and educating others as well. And I believe that we should be aware of the issues. We should be aware of what's impacting our lives, and that we should have a concern about that. So that's why I'm interested in doing this show.
Okay.
So,
Well, enough about you. No. Okay. So
so let me ask my co-host.
right. Same
Where
questions.
are you from?
Well, I was born in Asunción, Paraguay, which is in the middle of South America, little country in there, and my mom was in the Peace Corps, and so I was born down there. She brought me back up here to do, while she was doing physical therapy, studying at MCG, and but I claim Harrisburg, actually. I claim downtown Augusta because I was so young when I got here, and I'm so familiar now with, all the with that area, growing up there, going to the Boys and Girls Club where I work now, and going to C.T. Walker and Davidson, and just learning to love that area. We hear a lot of maybe more negative things in the press, and there are some people down there causing a ruckus, but it has a lot of potential. Anyway, I'm doing this show because, in part, I care about my neighborhood.
Because I asked you to.
Well, you asked it because you did ask me to, and the reason I accepted was because, again, I care about my neighborhood, my city, this city, the CSRA that we share with so many other young people,
Right.
and I feel like we don't always get our voice out there, whether it's in the press and on TV, radio, but sometimes it takes young people to present the news so that other young people might get involved and get interested. But that's it, really. Get people's hands on the pulse of Augusta so that we can start really making the change that we want around here and making Augusta a better place to live.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Well, we are tomorrow's leaders. So, and if we are tomorrow's leaders, that means we have to have a voice today.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Why not? I mean, you can vote at 18, so might as well start talking about it. Start thinking about it.
Get
right?
involved. That's right.
So, anyway, that's some of the basics. I'll throw you the next question here. Listen carefully. It's a fill in the blank. High school to me was blank.
That's a good question, Joey. High school to me was a time where I tried to find out my identity. One of those soul-searching years. You try to fit in. I was more of a class clown, but at the same time, I try to have my academia persona. I made pretty decent grades, but at the same time, I try to fit in. I just wasn't sure of who I was, what career path I wanted to choose, and just I guess different personalities.
So high school
mixed
for
up in
you
one
was
thing.
transition. You were in transition, maybe.
Right,
Okay.
absolutely. Because I lived overseas prior to my freshman year in high school, so I had to have that cultural transition. And
Where'd you go to high school? Oh, that's
Academy of Richmond County. We're alumni
Right.
from school, and I was raised in a Christian home, a Christian environment, and when you make that transition from a different country, and also from there was some very different different perspectives in public school than from the Christian environment, so to speak. It was different. It was more of a cultural shock.
So you would identify Augusta Richmond Academy, or the Academy of Richmond County, as being a more Christian?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
Not at all.
Trying to make sure. Okay.
But it was the basic Christian instincts that I was trained in and brought up with. There were some things that I encountered in high school that took me aback, and like I say, it was a cultural transition.
Okay.
But that's what it was. To me, basically. What about to you?
Well, we both went to Richmond, but not at the same time.
That's right.
So,
which is a good thing.
Probably better that way. No, I might have more dirt to dig up on you that way. No, high school to me was tedious. It was just something I knew I had to get through. So I tried to create as many opportunities as I could to make it more fun.
Right.
Make it more bearable. A lot of things in life we can, they are what you make them. Right, so that was kind of my attitude. I had to be there. I had to get it done. So I wanted to, make drama clubs, or I wanted to do shows, or I wanted to host events, or I just, I put myself out there. We had the WARC was our like afternoon program we did on Fridays, and so I just stuck my neck out and said, hey, I want to do this. Let's do this, or direct the choir sometimes, or.
So you got involved. And you had a hands-on approach early, you would say.
Well, yeah, and I probably, coming from Davidson, having that arts background, I really needed it when I ended up going to Laney, and then for a freshman, and then continuing on at Richmond. There was a void I wanted to fill, and I knew that there were other young people there that wanted to be a part of those things. Had talent, had interest, and so we just tried to make it happen, and got through it. Got through it. So anyway, let's move right along, and I want to hear from you, sir. What are some role models?
That's a great question.
What's
Joe.
the short list? What's the right off the top of your head?
Right. Well, the first role model I would say probably was my grandmother. Her name was Claudia Henderson. And, my father was in the military, my mother worked and was very busy, and I had great parents, but my grandmother, for the first 7 years of my life, pretty much raised me. And she used to call me Master D, and I'm not trying to make that sound egotistical.
It gave you a little complex. No. Why was that?
Because she saw something in me. She loved me, she encouraged me. And when I was a young boy, I could just do no wrong in her eyes, in a lot of people's eyes. But anyways, she was the first person that I really felt that connection to. Besides my parents, the first person to really believe in me and to tell me that I would be something great and that I would accomplish a lot. And may she rest in peace right now. But she's definitely a hero of mine and a role model. Second role model I have to say is my mother. My mother, she knows me more than anybody else. She knows my faults, she knows my goods, she knows my talents, and she also knows my imperfections. And
that's the thing about mothers,
right? She's a great mother, and she gives me straight talk. She tells me like it is. She doesn't sugarcoat it, and I appreciate that because it helps develop me into the strong man that I need to be. And the other hero that I have, and this person greatly intrigued my interest in politics, is former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice, for various reasons. Her being an African-American woman, accomplish all that she has, being from Birmingham, Alabama, growing up in the segregated days. And, she's an accomplished diplomat, a pianist, and she's so talented. But
Does she know you're looking up to her right now? Is it?
Yeah, we converse on a daily basis.
You sent her a letter. If there was somebody that important,
But
let her know.
I like because she
Maybe she'll know now. She'll catch
maybe
up.
maybe
she'll catch the
Condoleezza
show.
Rice. If you ever see this segment,
Yeah.
you're a hero of mine.
right.
She intrigued my interest in politics. She's the reason why I was a political science major with a focus on international relations. To see a person, especially an African American woman, that smart, that passionate, she inspired me to go about it.
Great.
So, who are your role models?
Boy,
Who are
well,
people that inspire Joey?
right. Who made me? Well, family is a big one, and I've got family in Chicago and in Florida, and their personalities, sometimes come out in me. We live in the South, and some people say, "You're not from around here, are you?" I grew up down here, but I think some of that Italian or Latin, comes out of me sometimes. But anyway, so family, is of course influential. But as far as role models go, I have to give, big props to Carlos Carter, who was a Boys and Girls Club counselor of mine, and being just a solid figure at the club, encouraging, wanted everybody to have a good time and be involved, get active, be friendly. And, I had him to look up to, when I had no one else to look up to, maybe in the area or in the community, in my neighborhood. Let's see, anybody that encouraged me in school, that, maybe that challenged me to be creative, or look things in a different way. There are definitely leaders like that at my church, where I also work at now, and I'm working with the teens, that would challenge me to ask questions,
You mentioned your church. Can you
Yeah.
quickly tell us
Well,
your affiliations?
Absolutely. Yeah, and that was the next question. So we'll go into current affiliations real quick. I'm the president of the Young Democrats of Augusta-Richmond County. I'm a member of the lifelong member, just about, of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Augusta. There's some different cultural places that I try to be affiliated with, like Jesse Norman School of the Arts, the CSRA African American Arts Alliance. So try to be involved as much as I can with civic and arts, culture, things like that. And yourself?
I'm also a part of the CSRA African American Arts Alliance.
right.
I'm a member of First United Pentecostal Church, minister there. I'm also a member of the Young Republicans of Augusta. I'm also involved with Political Talk Radio, and I'm a political co-host of Powers to the People. I host my own show on Sundays called Major Points with D Minor, with a focus on culture, arts, lifestyle, and spirituality. And I just try to get involved with the community on various levels.
Yeah. So we've got, two guys, very diverse backgrounds, but we hit on some similar things, and hopefully, we'll bring some fresh perspective to the topics that we bring up. Before we close out, definitely want to tell people, come out to the Arts in the Heart
Arts
this weekend.
in the Hearts this weekend, which is September the 16th through the 18th,
Okay.
I believe. So
we'll look for you.
Downtown Augusta.
It's going to be a good time.
Lots of culture, lots of arts, and good time, and get involved. Be
That's right.
passionate about the community.
That's right. Thanks for following us today, viewing the show with us. Keep following us. The show will grow. We're looking to expand this from our little bite-sized 15 minutes to a 30-minute show. Get some interviews in here. Get some personalities going.
Absolutely.
And hopefully the community will be able to take from this.
Absolutely, I believe they will, and I believe that great things are in store for us, Joey.
Find us on Facebook, Points of Interest, official Augusta page. We're also on YouTube. We'll be posting things. Give us some feedback. Give us suggestions. All right. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you next Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. on this channel.
Thank you, guys.